Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of Out of the Park Baseball 18 with a drafted Reds team in the 2017 season. We're getting down to the end of the season. I think I've got 18 18 games left. Looks like I'm a half game up on Pittsburgh now. There was a day off and I guess they lost. So I'm in first now. I think, yeah, I'd be first in the wild card as well. Basically, I've got my fate in my own hands. I get to play Pittsburgh several games here. If I can win 2 out of 3 there, it should be put as long as I can play well against the other teams. If I can win 2 out of 3 there, I should be in good position going in the last couple of weeks. Go ahead and play the game today. I think I've got Michael Fulmer starting for me. Of course, he's got, oh, it's supposed to be Jake Arrieta. Jeff Hoffman. Actually, I think Hoffman had a very good start versus against me last time. Maybe it's been a while. Let's see, Profar had a day-to-day thing going on. I guess that's gone. Yeah, everybody's healthy. Albies has been hitting very well in this 9th spot. If I put him in leadoff, he doesn't seem to hit very well, so I'm going to keep him down here. He's been getting on base, stealing bases, creating runs that way, I guess. Let's see, Brinson. I think I'm going to play, I don't know, Hoffman's got some ridiculous, well, it's not ridiculous stuff. He does have good pitches, though. Derek Fisher's been kind of ho-hum. I think he's negative .6 wins, so he's not been playing particularly well. I do have Aaron Judge I can play, who hasn't been playing particularly well either. I want one of those players to establish himself, and take over the position. It would be nice. Let's see, first, second, third, short. I need a left fielder. And we'll play Brandon Moss in left field. Alright, that looks good. Heimer Candelario, yeah, he's kind of been up and down too. Alright, we'll see what this lineup does for us. Welcome to Busch Stadium in St. Louis, where the St. Louis Cardinals are hosting the Cincinnati Reds. Starting today for the Cardinals, Jeff Hoffman. Hoffman with a 4-4 record and a 4.65 ERA. He struck out 54 batters in 71 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the third baseman, Jurickson Profar. Profar hitting .271 with 9 home runs and 44 RBIs. 1-2 the count. Hoffman delivers. Strikes out Profar to start off the game. 1 down. That brings the center fielder Lewis Brinson to the plate. Brinson hitting .263 with 19 home runs and 64 RBIs. Top ground ball to the shortstop. Semien up with it, throws out Brinson at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down, that brings Brandon Moss to the plate. Moss hitting .248 with 14 home runs and 40 RBIs. Hoffman strikes him out to end the inning. The Reds go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the first. And there's no score in St. Louis. Starting today for the Reds, Michael Fulmer. Fulmer with an 11-9 record and a 2.77 ERA. Struck out 186 batters in 194 and 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing Mookie Betts. Betts, the center fielder, hitting .255 with 8 home runs and 41 RBIs. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it. Throws out Betts at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings Jake Bauers to the plate. Bauers, the right fielder, hitting .247 with 13 home runs and 36 RBIs.
Strike 3.
Fulmer strikes him out for the second out of the inning. Now Miguel Sano stands in. Sano, the third baseman, hitting .253 with 37 home runs and 90 RBIs. Fulmer delivers.
Strike 3. You're out.
Strikes out Sano to end the inning. The Cardinals go down 1-2-3 in their half of the first. No score in St. Louis. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the second, Aaron Judge. Judge, the right fielder, hitting .225 with 7 home runs and 22 RBIs. Fly ball to shallow center field. Betts under it, puts it away for the first out of the inning. That brings Adrian Gonzalez to the plate. Gonzalez hitting .270 with 24 home runs and 65 RBIs. Ground ball down to third base. Sano up with it, throws out Gonzalez at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down, the catcher Oscar Hernandez stands in. Hernandez hitting .265 with 12 home runs and 49 RBIs. Ground ball down to first. Will Myers up with it, takes to the bag himself, and the Reds go down 1-2-3 in the top half of the second. Still no score in St. Louis. The first baseman, Will Myers, lead off for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the second. Myers hitting .246 with 22 home runs and 64 RBIs. Looper to right field. Judge is able to make a nice catch out there. Seems to have hurt himself on the play, but he's alright. 1 down. Jorge Soler stands in. Soler playing left field today, hitting .233 with 12 home runs and 45 RBIs. I think there's something a little loopy going on here. Looks like Judge made a catch in foul territory in right field. For the second out of the inning, 2 down. Austin Hedges steps to the plate. Hedges, the catcher, hitting .231 with 16 home runs and 56 RBIs. Ground ball down to first. Gonzalez takes it to the bag himself. Hedges is retired, and the Cardinals go down 1-2-3 in their half of the second. No score in St. Louis. Shortstop Andrelton Simmons to lead off for the Reds in the top of the third. Simmons hitting .232 with 6 home runs and 37 RBIs. Hard hit ball back up the middle, base hit for Simmons. First base hit of the day. He's on at first base for the pitcher, Michael Fulmer. Fulmer hitting .164 with a home run and 3 RBIs. He'll likely be called on to bunt here. Pops it up. Hedges is able to make the catch. Simmons has to stay at first base. There's now 1 out in the inning for the second baseman, Ozzie Albies. Albies hitting .301 in the season with 4 RBIs. They put the hit and run on for Albies. Hits a ground ball to short. Semien up with it, throws out Albies at first. Simmons moves up to second on the play. He's now in scoring position for the third baseman, Jurickson Profar. Profar 0 for 1 on the day. Hoffman delivers, ground ball to first. Oh, Myers underhands to Hoffman, who just nips Profar at first. And the Reds go down here in the top of the third. They strand a runner, fail to score. No score in St. Louis after 2.5. Marcus Semien to lead off the bottom of the third for the Cardinals. Semien hitting .265 with 13 home runs and 45 RBIs. Fulmer delivers. Strikes out Semien for the first out here in the bottom of the third. That brings Andy Ibanez to the plate. Ibanez, the second baseman, hitting .237 with 4 home runs and 19 RBIs. Top ground ball back to the pitcher. Fulmer up with it, throws out Ibanez at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down, and the pitcher Jeff Hoffman stands in. Hoffman hitting .214 with a couple RBIs. Fulmer strikes him out to end the inning. Cardinals go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third. And there's no score here in St. Louis. Leading off the top of the fourth for the Reds, Lewis Brinson. Brinson 0 for 1 on the day. Line shot to right field, to the right side of the infield. Base hit for Brinson. He's on at first base with nobody out for the left fielder Brandon Moss. Let's see, Austin Hedges has an awesome arm. I'm going to let Moss hit. Moss 0 for 1 on the day.
Strike 3, you're out.
Hoffman strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Aaron Judge steps to the plate. Judge 0 for 1. High deep drive to left field. I think Judge got all that one. It's not coming back. And the Reds take a 2-0 lead on the Aaron Judge 2-run home run. One down now. The first baseman Adrian Gonzalez stands in. Gonzalez 0 for 1. He takes a walk here. He's on at first base with 1 out for the catcher Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 1. Hard hit line drive to first. Myers picks it off, tries to get back to the bag before Gonzalez, but he's not in time. Gonzalez safely back to first. 2 outs in the inning. The shortstop Andrelton Simmons steps to the plate. Simmons 1 for 1 on the day. Ground ball down to third for Simmons. Miguel Sano up with it, throws out Simmons at first, and the Reds go down here in the top of the fourth. They score 2 runs, and they take a 2-0 lead over the Cardinals after 3.5. Mookie Betts to lead off the bottom of the fourth for the Cardinals. The center fielder's 0 for 1. Fulmer delivers. Looper to center field. Brinson makes a nice grab out there for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings the right fielder Jake Bauers to the plate. Bauers 0 for 1. Oh. Hit past the second baseman into right center field for a base hit for Bauers. First hit of the game for the Cardinals. Bauers on at first with 1 down for the third baseman Miguel Sano. Sano 0 for 1. Line shot back up the middle, base hit for Sano. Bauers moves up to second on the play. The Cardinals now have runners at first and second with 1 down for Will Myers. Myers 0 for 1. Fulmer strikes out Myers for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The left fielder Jorge Soler stands in. Soler 0 for 1.
Strike 3.
Fulmer strikes him out to end the inning. The Cardinals threaten here in the bottom of the fourth. They strand 2 runners and fail to score. They trail the Reds 2-0 here in St. Louis after 4. Michael Fulmer to lead off for the Reds in the top of the fifth. Fulmer 0 for 1. Fly ball to left center field. Soler over is able to make the catch for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings Ozzie Albies to the plate. Albies 0 for 1. Albies lays down a bunt. Hedges comes out, throws down the first. And he guns down Albies. 2 down in the inning now. Jurickson Profar stands in. Profar 0 for 2. Ground ball to second. Ibanez up with it, throws out Profar at first, and the Reds go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the 5th. They lead the Cardinals 2-0 after 4.5. Austin Hedges to lead off for the Cardinals. Hey Al, how you doing? Austin Hedges to lead off for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the 5th. He's 0 for 1. Fulmer delivers. Fly ball to left field. Brandon Moss under it, puts it away for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings Marcus Semien to the plate. Semien 0 for 1. Ground ball back up the middle. Albies up with it. Throws out Semien at first for the second out of the inning. Yeah, I just took first place back. I think I'm a half game up. And after this series, I get to play Pittsburgh, who's the primary competition for 3 games. So I've kind of got, you know, if I can win, my fate's in my own hands. I'm in the lead for the wild card too. So if I don't win the division, I've got a good chance of getting the wild card. The second baseman, Andy Ibanez, steps in for the Cardinals. Ibanez 0 for 1. Fulmer delivers. Ground ball to third base. Profar up with it, throws out Ibanez at first. And the Cardinals go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 5th. They trail the Reds 2-0 after 5. Well, I didn't take it back. They lost the game and dropped a half game back. Lewis Brinson to lead off for the Reds in the top of the 6th. Brinson 1 for 2 today. Top ground ball out in front of the plate. Hedges out. Picks it off. Throws Brinson out at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings Brandon Moss to the plate. Moss 0 for 2. Hard hit ball to third base. Miguel Sano up with it. Throws out Moss at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. And Aaron Judge stands in. The right fielder's 1 for 2 today with a 2-run home run. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first base with 2 outs for the first baseman, Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 1. Snap throw to first, Judge back. Full count to Gonzalez. And he draws a walk. Judge moves up to second. The Reds have runners at first and second with 2 down for Oscar Hernandez. The catcher is 0 for 2. High pop-up on the infield. Third baseman Sano sells underneath it, makes the grab. And the Reds go down here in the top of the 6th. They threaten, strand 2 runners, fail to score. But they lead the Cardinals 2-0 after 5.5 here in St. Louis. Mark Reynolds to pinch hit for Hoffman. Reynolds hitting 194 on the season with 3 home runs and 18 RBIs. Fulmer delivers. Pop up on the right side of the infield. Albie sells underneath to make the catch for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings the center fielder Mookie Betts to the plate. Betts 0 for 2. Fulmer checks or delivers to Betts. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it. Throws out Betts at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down, and the right fielder Jake Bauer stands in. Bauer's 1 for 2 on the day. Line shot on the left side of the infield. Simmons picks it off. And the Cardinals go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. The Reds lead them 2-0. New pitcher for the Cardinals, Kyle Ryan. Ryan 3-1 with a 2.45 ERA. He struck out 36 batters in 44 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Red shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons 1 for 2. Hard hit ball to short. Simeon up with it, throws out Simmons at first for the first out here in the top of the 7th. Michael Fulmer steps to the plate. Fulmer 0 for 2. Looper to left field, gets down for a base hit for Fulmer. He's on at first with 1 down for the second baseman, Ozzie Albies. Albies 0 for 2 today. He draws a walk here. Fulmer moves up to second. The Reds now have runners at first and second with 1 out for the leadoff hitter, Jurickson Profar. Profar is not very good at hitting lefties. So we'll get Heimer Candelario into the game. Runners at first and second, 1 down. The pinch hitter, Heimer Candelario. Candelario hitting .245 on the season with 16 home runs and 61 RBIs. Ryan delivers. Candelario draws a walk, and now the bases are loaded for the center fielder, Lewis Brinson. Brinson 1 for 3 on the day. Only 1 down in the inning. Oh, it's a wild one. The runner's trying to score from third. And he's safe. Fulmer's in, and the Reds now lead 3-0 here in the top of the 7th. The Reds have runners at second and third now. A 2-2 count to Brinson. He strikes out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Brandon Moss to the plate. The pitcher for the Cardinals, Tody Watson. Watson 4-2 with a 3.21 ERA. He struck out 77 batters in 75 2/3 innings pitched. Well, it's after the September 1st roster expansion, so I've got more players to throw at him, so I think I'm going to pinch hit with a right-handed hitter here. Runners at second and third. The pinch hitter for the Reds, Tyler Goodell. Goodell hitting .320 on the season with 4 RBIs. 1-2 the count. Watson delivers. Strikes out Goodell to end the inning. But the Reds score a run. They extend their lead to 3. It's 3-0 after 6.5 here in St. Louis. Miguel Sano to lead off for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the 7th. Sano 1 for 2 on the day. Fulmer delivers.
Strike 3.
Strikes out Sano for the first out of the inning. 1 down. It's actually, I didn't realize Fulmer had so many pitches. I think I might get somebody up in the bullpen. Will Myers stands in for the Cardinals. Myers 0 for 2 on the day. Fulmer delivers. Myers draws a walk. He'll be on at first base with 1 out for Jorge Soler. Soler 0 for 2. Myers with good speed at first. Fulmer throws over. Checks the runner, delivers to Soler at the plate. Line shot to right field, gets down and back to the wall for Soler. Myers moves up to third on the play. Soler in the second easily with double. And the Cardinals have something cooking here in the bottom of the 7th. Runners at second and third, 1 down for the catcher Austin Hedges. Hedges 0 for 2 on the day. Fulmer delivers. Strikes out Hedges for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The shortstop Marcus Semien stands in. Semien 0 for 2. Let me see. He's got an average eye. Wall's ready. I'm going to go ahead and get Wall into the game. New pitcher for the Reds, Bobby Wall. Wall 6-4 with a 3.31 ERA. He struck out 79 batters in 68 innings pitched. He'll be facing the shortstop Marcus Semien. 1-1 the count. He delivers. Ground ball to second base. Albies up with it. Throws out Semien at first. And the Reds get out of the jam here in the bottom of the 7th. The Cardinals strand 2 runners, fail to score. They trail the Reds 3-0. Aaron Judge to lead off for the Reds in the top of the 8th. Judge 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run and a walk.
Strike 3, you're out.
Watson strikes him out to lead off the inning. 1 down. The first baseman Adrian Gonzalez steps to plate. Gonzalez 0 for 1 with a couple walks. Watson strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Oscar Hernandez stands in. The catcher 0 for 3.
Strike 3.
And Watson strikes out the side here in the top of the 8th. Reds go down 1-2-3. They lead the Cardinals 3-0 after 7.5. Leading off for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the 8th, the second baseman, Andy Ibanez. Ibanez 0 for 2. Wall into his second inning of work. Strikes out Ibanez to lead off the inning. 1 down. The Cardinals send a pitch hitter to the plate, Sam Travis. Travis hitting .262 with 1 home run and 8 RBIs. Wall delivers. 1-2 the count. Looper to right field. Falls in front of Judge for a base hit for Travis. He's on at first base with 1 out for the center fielder Mookie Betts. Betts 0 for 3. Wall checks the runner, delivers to Betts at the plate. Hard hit ball back up the middle. Base hit for Betts. Travis is able to move up to third on the play. The Cardinals have runners at the corners now with 1 down for the right fielder Jake Bauers. New pitcher for the Reds, Felipe Rivero. Rivero 5-1 on the season with a 2.27 ERA. He struck out 75 batters and 67 in the 3rd innings pitched. He'll be facing Jake Bauers. Bauers 1 for 3. Rivero checks the runners, Travis and Betts, delivers to Bauers at the plate. 0-2 the count. Strikes out Bauers for the second out of the inning. 2 down, that brings Miguel Sano to the plate. Let's see, I could put Altavia in. I think I'm going to leave Rivero in. I don't care. He's got good splits versus both lefties and righties. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Miguel Sano at the plate. Sano, 1 for 3. He's got the power to tie this up with 1 swing of the bat. It's a wild one. Gets away from the catcher, Hernandez. It's a pass ball. The runner, Travis, is able to score from third. Betts moves up to second. The Cardinals now have a runner at second base with 2 down. Rivero checks the runner, delivers to Sano at the plate. 3-2 the count. Line shot to left field. Goodell over it. Makes the catch. And the Cardinals are retired here in the bottom of the 8th. They score a run. They strand a runner. They trail the Reds 3-1 after 8. Leading off for the Reds in the bottom of the 9th, Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop's 1 for 3. He'll be facing a new pitcher, Pedro Baez. Baez 3-4 on the season with a 3.17 ERA. He struck out 71 batters in 65 and a third innings pitched. Line shot to left center field, gets down for a base hit for Simmons. He's on at first base with nobody out for the pitcher Felipe Rivero. Let's see who we're going to pitch it with. We'll let Derek Fisher pinch hit. Pinch hitting for the Reds, Derek Fisher. Fisher hitting .212 with 4 home runs and 13 RBIs. 1-2 the count. Baez delivers, strikes out Fisher for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings Ozzie Albies to the plate. Albies 0 for 2 with a walk. Simmons still down at first base. Baez delivers. Seeing eye single through the right side of the infield. Base hit for Albies. Simmons is able to move up to third on the play. Reds now have runners on the corners with 1 out for the third baseman, Heimer Candelario. Candelario drew a walk in his only at-bat today. New pitcher for the Cardinals, Seung-Hwan Oh. 4-8 with a 3.88 ERA. He struck out 72 batters in 62 and 2/3 innings pitched. Albies has the green light to go for second. Takes off for second. He's in there safely with a stolen base. Now the Reds have runners at second and third with 1 out for Candelario. Candelario gets the free pass. That'll bring the center fielder Lewis Brinson to the plate. Brinson 1 for 4 today. Bases juiced, 1 out. 0-0 the count, ground ball to short. Semien goes home, gets the lead runner. They throw to first to try to get the double play, but not in time. Brinson beats it out. The Reds still have the bases loaded. They're now 2 down. Let's see, Tyler Goodell. And Tyler Goodell steps to the plate. The Reds will bring on a pinch hitter, Mark Payton. Payton hitting .295 on the season with a home run and an RBI. Bases loaded, 2 down. O delivers. Strikes out Payton to end the inning. The Reds threaten and fail to score. They leave the bases loaded, but they still lead the Cardinals 3-1 after 8.5. New pitcher for the Reds, Edwin Diaz. Diaz 2-4 with a 2.32 ERA. He struck out 83 batters in 54 and a third innings pitched. He'll be facing the Cardinals' first baseman, Will Myers. Myers 0 for 2. Diaz delivers. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it. Throws out Myers at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that'll bring Brandon Guyer to the plate. Guyer, the left fielder, hitting .253 with 6 home runs and 41 RBIs. It'll be his first at-bat of the day. And Diaz plunks him. That brings the tying run to the plate in the form of Austin Hedges. Hedges, the catcher, 0 for 3. Diaz throws over. Guyer back. Checks the runner, delivers to Hedges. Line shot to center field, gets down for a base hit for Hedges. Guyer moves up to second. The Cardinals now have runners at first and second for the shortstop Marcus Semien. Semien 0 for 3. Only 1 down in the inning. Diaz delivers. High pop up on the infield. Infield fly rule called. Albies puts it away for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That'll bring the second baseman Andy Ibanez to the plate. Ibanez 0 for 3. Diaz checks the runners and delivers. High pop up on the infield. This hopefully puts it away. Gonzalez underneath it. And he puts it away. The Reds win 3-1 here in St. Louis. Good start by Michael Fulmer. Bullpen could have been a little bit better, but Rivero came in and shut it down, and Diaz always likes to make it interesting. He hardly ever gets a 1-2-3 inning. Oh, I was looking through the minor league free agents, and I signed a bunch of people to contracts, basically like talent people with speed and stuff like that. Oh, wow. Low contact. Got lots of power. Looks like a first baseman. I got him playing second. Wonder what his ratings in the outfield are. Not terrific. This guy could be a DH for somebody. Yeah, you can't teach speed. That is for certain. Okay, we got Daniel Norris starting today. You too, Al. Thanks for watching. Let's see. I need to fix this. I don't know how Brandon Moss played that game. Let's see. He wasn't terrific. Of course, Derek Fisher struck out in his only at-bat as well. I could play Mark Payton. I'll see. I think he struck out too. Everybody's a strikeout machine. How about I do this? Welcome to Busch Stadium in St. Louis, where the St. Louis Cardinals are hosting the Cincinnati Reds. Starting today for the Cardinals, Tyson Ross. Ross 4-8 with a 5.63 ERA. He struck out 68 batters in 80 innings pitched. He'll be facing the third baseman, Jurickson Profar. Profar hitting .270 with 9 home runs and 44 RBIs. One-0 the count. Ross delivers. Line shot to left field, gets down for a base hit for Profar. Geyer gets the ball back into the infield. Profar down at first base with nobody out for the left fielder Mark Payton. Let's see. Ross has a terrible ability to hold, so we're going to give Profar the green light here. Profar takes off for second base. He's in there safely with a stolen base. His 27th of the season. He's now in scoring position for Peyton. Peyton hitting .289 this season with a home run and an RBI. 1-1 the count, ground ball to short. Urena up with it, throws out Peyton at first for the first out of the inning. Profar had to stay at second base. One down, that brings Lewis Brinson to the plate. Brinson hitting .262 with 19 home runs and 64 RBIs.
Strike 3.
Ross strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down, Profar still out at second base. Aaron Judge steps to the plate. Judge playing right field today, hitting .226 with 8 home runs and 24 RBIs. High fly ball to left center field. Brandon Guyer sells underneath it, makes the catch, and the Reds go down here in the top of the first. They get a runner to second base, but they strand him out there. No score after a half inning. Leading off for the Cardinals, Marcus Semien. Semien playing second base today, hitting .262 with 13 home runs and 45 RBIs. He'll be facing the Red starter Daniel Norris. Norris 12-12 on the season with a 3.1 ERA. He struck out 171 batters in 183 innings pitched. Norris delivers. Hard hit ball back up the middle, base hit for Semien. He'll be on at first base with nobody out for the center fielder Mookie Betts. Betts hitting .255 with 8 home runs and 41 RBIs. Norris throws over to first. Semien back, checks the runner, delivers to Betts at the plate. Strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The third baseman Miguel Sano stands in. Sano hitting .253 with 37 home runs and 90 RBIs. Norris checks the runner. Semien delivers to Sano. High, deep drive to left field. Sano got all that one. And the Cardinals lead 2-0 on the 2-run home run by Miguel Sano. That brings the left fielder Brandon Guyer to the plate. Guyer hitting .253 with 6 home runs and 41 RBIs.
Strike 3, you're out.
Norris strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Richard Urena stands in. Urena hitting .262 with 3 home runs and 23 RBIs. Fly ball to right field. Judge sells underneath it, makes the catch. And the Cardinals are retired here in the bottom of the first. They score 2 runs on the Miguel Sano home run. They lead the Reds 2-0 after 1. Wait, who's hurt? Oh, Norris is out? Pending. This is the last thing I need this late in the season. Well, I guess I put in my emergency starting pitcher. Leading off for the Reds, the first baseman Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez hitting .269 with 24 home runs and 65 RBIs. Ross delivers. Line shot back up the middle, base hit for Gonzalez. He's on at first base with nobody out for Oscar Hernandez, the catcher. Hernandez hitting .261 with 12 home runs and 49 RBIs. Hard hit ball to left center field, off the wall for Hernandez. Gonzalez moves up to third on the play. Hernandez into second easily with a double. And the Reds now have something cooking with nobody out in the inning for Andrelton Simmons. Simmons, the shortstop, hitting .234 with 6 home runs and 37 RBIs. Hard hit ball back up the middle, base hit for Simmons. Gonzalez scores. Hernandez rounds third. He's trying to score. He's in. 2 RBI single for Simmons. And the Reds have tied it up here in the top of the second, 2-2. Still nobody out in the inning. The pitcher, Michael Roth, at the plate. Roth, this is Roth's first at-bat in the season. He'll be called on to bunt here. Gets the bunt down. They throw to second. Simmons is cut down. Roth had a terrible ability to bunt. So we trade a slightly faster runner for a very slow runner. Roth at first, one down. Ozzie Albies at the plate. Albies the second baseman, hitting .302 with 4 RBIs. Ross delivers.
Strike 3.
Strikes out Albies for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The third baseman, Jurickson Profar, stands in. Profar 1 for 1. Line shot back up the middle. Base hit for Profar. Roth's able to move up to third on the play. And the Reds now have runners on the corners with 2 down for the left fielder Mark Payton. Payton 0 for 1. Hedges with a snap throw to first picks off Profar. And the Reds go down here in the top of the second. They score 2. They've tied it up 2-2 after 1.5 here in St. Louis. Michael Roth, the new pitcher for the Reds, he's making his season debut. He's going to be facing the Cardinals right fielder Reimer Liriano. Liriano hitting .083 on the season with an RBI. Roth delivers. Line shot to center field. Brenson's able to pick it off for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings the first baseman Mark Reynolds to the plate. Reynolds hitting .192 with 3 home runs and 18 RBIs. Roth delivers. Reynolds draws a walk. He's on at first base with 1 down for the catcher Austin Hedges. Hedges hitting .231 with 16 home runs and 56 RBIs. Pop up on the infield. Profar under it, puts it away for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings the pitcher Tyson Ross to the plate. Ross hitting .100 on the season. Reynolds still at first. Roth delivers. Ground ball to short. Simmons takes the short route to second. And the Cardinals are retired here in the bottom of the second. 2-2 the score after 2 here in St. Louis. Mark Payton to lead off the inning here in the top of the third for the Reds. Payton 0 for 1. High pop up on the infield. Third baseman Sano sells underneath it to make the catch for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings the center fielder Lewis Brinson to the plate. Brinson 0 for 1. Ross strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Aaron Judge stands in, the right fielder 0 for 1. High fly ball to left field. Geyer over it, puts it away for the last out here in the top of the third. And the score is still 2-2 after 2.5. The second baseman Marcus Semien will lead off for the Cardinals. Semien 1 for 1. Ground ball to first. Gonzalez takes to the bag himself. Semien's retired for the first out of the inning. 1 down. That brings the center fielder Mookie Betts to the plate. Betts 0 for 1. Roth strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Miguel Sano stands in. Sano with a 2-run home run in the first inning. Roth delivers. Sano takes a walk. He'll be on at first base with 2 down for the left fielder Brandon Geyer. Geyer 0 for 1. Line shot to the right side of the infield. Base hit for Geyer. Sano is able to move up to third on the play. The Cardinals have runners at the corners with 2 down for Richard Urania. Urania 0 for 1. Ground ball to Profar at third. He takes the short route to second. And the Cardinals are retired here in the bottom of the third. They threaten, but they fail to score. The score is still 2-2 after 3. The first baseman Adrian Gonzalez lead off for the Reds here in the top of the fourth. He's 1 for 1. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first base with nobody out for the catcher Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez also 1 for 1 on the day. Hernandez draws a walk. The Reds now have runners at first and second with nobody out for the shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons 1 for 1 on the day with a couple RBIs. 3-1 the count. Ross delivers. High fly ball to deep center field. Gonzalez tags up from second, goes to third as Betts puts it away. The Reds now have runners at the corners for the pitcher, Michael Roth. Roth 0 for 1. Ground ball to second. Uh-oh. Semien has to put it in his pocket. He's got nowhere to go. Roth with an infield single. Gonzalez scores from third, and the Reds have taken a 3-2 lead here in the top of the fourth. Hernandez at second, Roth at first, 1 out in the inning. Ozzie Albies at the plate. Albies 0 for 1. Line shot to right field, gets down for a base hit for Albies. Runner Roth is going to score from first. 2-run score. Albies into second with a double, and the Reds now lead 5-2 here in the top of the fourth. New pitcher for the Cardinals, Sam Howard. Howard 2-0 on the season with 2 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings pitched. He's yet to give up a run. Pinch hitting and playing third base for the Reds, Heimer Candelario. Candelario hitting .245 with 16 home runs and 61 RBIs. Albies out at second, 1 out in the inning.
Strike 3.
Howard strikes out Candelario for the second out here in the top of the fourth. 2 down. That brings Mark Payton to the plate. Payton 0 for 2. Pinch hitting for the Reds, Tyler Goodell. Goodell hitting .308 with 4 RBIs. Howard delivers. Ground ball to short. Urania up with it, throws out Goodell at first, and the side's retired. The Reds score 3 runs. They've taken a 5-2 lead over the Cardinals after 3.5. Right fielder Reimer Liriano to lead off for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the fourth. He's 0 for 1. Roth delivers. High deep drive to left field. Going back is Goodell. He makes the catch on the track for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings the first baseman Mark Reynolds to the plate. Reynolds drew a walk earlier. Looper to left field. Goodell makes a nice catch out there for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The catcher, Austin Hedges, stands in. Hedges 0 for 1. Roth delivers. High deep drive to right field. Hedges got all that one. Falls into the stands for a solo home run. And the Cardinals have cut the lead to 2. They now trail the Reds 5-3 in the bottom of the fourth. 2 down, and the pitcher, Sam Howard, stands in. Howard 0 for 1 on the season. Fly ball to right field. Judge under it, puts it away, and the Cardinals are retired here in the bottom of the fourth. They score a run. They now trail the Reds 5-3 after 4. Lewis Brinson, the center fielder, stands in. Brinson 0 for 2. Howard delivers. Hit past the second baseman into right center field for a base hit for Brinson. He's on at first base with good speed for Aaron Judge. Let's see. Howard can hold a runner, and Hedges has an incredible arm. So we're going to play station to station with Brinson. Brinson on at first. Judge at the plate. Judge 0 for 2 on the day. Howard delivers. Strikes out Judge for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The first baseman, Adrian Gonzalez, steps in. Let's see. Let's get David Freese in that bat. Very good defensively as well. Brinson down at first, one out in the inning. David Freese, the pinch hitter. Freese hitting .234 with 10 home runs and 32 RBIs. Top ground ball back to second. It goes 4-6-3. Cardinals turn inning double play. And the Reds are retired here in the top of the fifth. They lead the Cardinals 5-3 after 4.5 here in St. Louis. Leading off for the Cardinals, Marcus Semien. Semien 1 for 2. Roth delivers. Ground ball down to first base. Roth over to cover. Freese throws to him, and Roth covers the bag. Semien's retired for the first out of the inning. One down, that brings the center fielder Mookie Betts to the plate. Betts 0 for 2. Pop up in foul territory on the right side of the infield. Freese puts it away for the second out of the inning. 2 down, and the third baseman Miguel Sano stands in. Sano 1 for 1 on the day with a 2-run home run and a walk. Roth delivers.
Strike 3.
Strikes out Sano to end the inning. The Cardinals are retired 1-2-3 in the bottom of the fifth. They trail the Reds 5-3 after 5. Roth's pitching pretty well. I wouldn't expect him to continue with that, though. Maybe, yeah, I'll get the bullpen going. We'll get Glover up. They're mostly right-handed. All right. Leading off for the Reds here in the top of the sixth, the catcher Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez 1 for 1 with a walk. He draws another one here. He'll be on at first base with nobody out for the shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. I believe he... Let's see. The runner's put in motion for Simmons. Hard hit ball to short. Urania bobbles it. Simmons is going to be safe on the error. Hernandez moves up to second. The Reds now have runners at first and second with nobody out for the pitcher Michael Roth. Where's Yandy Diaz? We'll pitch in with Yandy Diaz. Pitching for the Reds, Yandy Diaz. Diaz hitting .202 with 2 home runs and 11 RBIs. Hernandez at second. Simmons at first. Howard delivers. Ground ball down to first base. Reynolds up with it. Underhands to Howard, who covers. Diaz is retired. The runners move up to second and third. And the Reds now have runners at second and third with 1 down for the second baseman, Ozzie Albies. Albies 1 for 2 on the day with 2 RBIs. Infield playing in. Ground ball to short. Albies is thrown out at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings the third baseman, Heimer Candelario, to the plate. Candelario 0 for 1. High fly ball to left center field. Brandon Guyer settles underneath it, makes the catch. The Reds threaten here in the top of the sixth. They strand 2 runners, fail to score, but they lead the Cardinals 5-3 after 5.5. New pitcher for the Reds, Cody Glover. Glover 1-0 with a 3.19 ERA. He struck out 45 batters in 42 and a third innings pitched. He'll be facing the left fielder Brandon Guyer. Guyer 1 for 2. Fly ball to right field. Judge underneath it, puts it away for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings Richard Urania to the plate. Urania 0 for 2. Glover delivers. Wow, high deep drive to right field. Urania got all of that one. And the Cardinals just cut the lead to 1. It's now 5-4 on the Richard Urania solo home run. That brings the right fielder Reimer Liriano to the plate. Liriano 0 for 2. Glover delivers. Strikes out Liriano for the second out of the inning. You know, I probably should have gotten somebody else up in the bullpen. Let's see, Altavia for, in case he's got a lefty pinch hitter. Reynolds steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He's drawing a walk. Big shift on for Reynolds. Ground ball to third. Candelario up with it. Throws out Reynolds at first base. And the Cardinals go down here in the bottom of the 6th. They score a run. They cut the lead to 1. It's 5-4 after 6 in St. Louis. New pitcher for the Cardinals, Austin Adams. Adams 0-0 on the season with a 4.42 ERA. He struck out 13 batters in 18 1/3 innings pitched. Let's see. No record on the season, I guess would be a better way to put that. I don't know if I should. I'm going to go ahead and pinch hit. I've got a deep bench. I can keep pinch hitting. The Reds counter with Brandon Moss. Moss, the left-handed left fielder, hitting .245 with 14 home runs and 40 RBIs. Big shift on for Moss. Adams delivers. Fly ball to right center field. Scott Van Slyke puts it away for the first out of the inning. One down, that brings Lewis Brinson to the plate. Brinson, the center fielder, 1 for 3. Hard ground ball down to third base. Sano up with it, throws out Brinson at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Aaron Judge steps to the plate. I do want somebody to pitch the 7th. We'll get Altavia in. Judge, the right fielder, 0 for 3. Adams delivers.
Strike 3.
Strikes out Judge to end the inning. Reds go down in the top of the 7th. They fail to score, and they lead the Cardinals 5-4 after 6.5 in St. Louis. New pitcher for the Reds, Dan Altavia. Altavia 5-2 on the season with a 3.94 ERA. He struck out 80 batters in 59 1/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the catcher Austin Hedges. Hedges 1 for 2 today with a solo home run. Altavia delivers. Strikes out Hedges to lead off the inning. 1 down. Scott Van Slyke steps to the plate. Van Slyke hitting .196 on the season with 5 home runs and 11 RBIs. High fly ball to deep left field. Moss puts it away by close to foul territory for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The second baseman Marcus Semien stands in. Semien 1 for 3. Altavia delivers. Semien draws a walk, and the tying run's on at first base for the center fielder Mookie Betts. Betts 0 for 3. Altavia throws over. Altavia checks the runner, delivers to Betts at the plate. Semien's trying to steal. They throw it into center field. The runner Semien moves up to third base, and the Cardinals now have a runner 90 feet away The tying runner 90 feet away at third base. Altavia checks Simeon at third, delivers to Betts at the plate. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it, throws out Betts at first. And the Cardinals' threat is ended here in the bottom of the seventh. They still trail the Reds 5-4 at St. Louis. David Freese to lead off the top of the eighth for the Reds. He's 0 for 1. I could keep this up, I guess. Pinch hitting for the Reds, Mike Ford. Ford 1 for 5 on the season with an RBI. Adams delivers. Ford draws a walk. He'll be on at first base with nobody out for the catcher Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez 1 for 1 on the day with a couple walks. Ground ball down to third base. Sano's only placed at first. He throws out Hernandez for the first out of the inning. Ford moves up to second. He's now in scoring position for the shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons 1 for 3 on the day with a couple RBIs. Adams delivers. Line shot to left field. Gets down and back to the wall for Simmons. Ford's going to score from second. Simmons into second with a double. And the Reds extend their lead to 2. It's now 6-4 on the Andrelton Simmons two-base RBI. Or RBI two-base hit. How about that? Simmons out at second with 1 out. Dan Altavia at the plate. We'll let Derek Fisher pinch hit. The pinch hitter Fisher hitting .211 with 4 home runs and 13 RBIs. Simmons out at second base. Adams delivers. 1-0 the count. Oh, they walk. They walk Fisher. The Reds now have runners at first and second with 1 down for Ozzie Albies. Albies the second baseman, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. I better get Holder back up in the bullpen. New pitcher for the Cardinals, Pedro Baez. Baez 3-4 with a 3.15 ERA. He struck out 72 batters in 65 and 2/3 innings pitched. Albie stands in. Baez delivers. 3-1 the count. Ground ball to short. They go 6-4. Fisher's retired. Albie safe at first. The Reds now have runners at the corners for the third baseman Heimer Candelario. Candelario 0 for 2 today. Baez delivers. Looper to right field. Oh, Van Slyke makes a nice catch out there to steal a base hit and an RBI from Candelario. The Reds go down here in the top of the eighth. They score a run. They extend their lead to 2. It's now 6-4. They lead the Cardinals after 7.5. New pitcher for the Reds, Jonathan Holder. Holder 4-4 with a 3.21 ERA. He struck out 77 batters in 70 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Cardinals third baseman Miguel Sano. Sano 1 for 2 today with a 2-run home run and a walk. Holder delivers. Ground ball to third base. Candelario up with it. Throws out Sano for the first out of the inning. One down, that brings the left fielder Brandon Geyer to the plate. Geyer 1 for 3. Holder delivers. He plunks Geyer, puts him on first. Now the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Richard Urania. Urania 1 for 3 on the day with a solo home run. Holder throws over to first. Geyer back. Checks the runner, delivers to Urania at the plate. Line shot to left field, gets down and back to the wall for Urania. He's into second safely with a double. Geyer moves up to third. The Cardinals now have the tying run at second base in the form of Richard Urania. Second and third, one down. Jake Bauers, the pinch hitter at the plate. Bauers hitting .247 on the season with 13 home runs and 36 RBIs. New pitcher for the Reds, Felipe Rivero. Rivero 5-1 on the season with a 2.25 ERA. He struck out 76 batters in 68 innings pitched. Checks the runners at second and third, delivers to Bauers at the plate. Strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down, that brings Mark Reynolds to the plate. Reynolds 0 for 2 today, 189 on the season. Rivero delivers. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it. Throws out Reynolds at first. And the Cardinals' threat is ended here in the bottom of the 8th. They strand 2 runners, fail to score. They trail the Reds 6-4 in St. Louis. New pitcher for the Cardinals, Kyle Ryan. Ryan 3-1 with a 2.62 ERA. He struck out 37 batters in 44 and 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the left fielder Brandon Moss. Moss 0 for 1 on the day. Big shift on for Moss.
Strike 3, you're out.
Ryan strikes him out to lead off the inning. 1 down. That brings Lewis Brinson to the plate. Brinson 1 for 4 on the day. Ground ball to second. Semien up with it. Throws out Brinson at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Aaron Judge stands in. Judge 0 for 4. Hard hit ball back up the middle. Urania up with it. Throws out Judge at first. And the Reds go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the 9th. They lead the Cardinals 6-4 after 8.5. New pitcher for the Reds, Edwin Diaz. Diaz 2-4 with a 2.28 ERA. He struck out 83 batters in 55 and 1/3 innings pitched. Whoops. Leading off for the Cardinals, Austin Hedges. Hedges 1 for 3 on the day with a solo home run. Diaz delivers. Strikes out Hedges for the first out of the inning. Diaz trying to collect his 35th save of the season. He'll be facing the Cardinals right fielder Scott Van Slyke. Van Slyke 0 for 1. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it, throws out Van Slyke at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The second baseman Marcus Semien steps to the plate. Semien 1 for 3. He draws a walk here. He's on at first, and that brings a tying run to the plate in the form of Mookie Betts. Betts, the center fielder, 0 for 1. Diaz throws over to first. Simeon back. Checks the runner, delivers to Betts at the plate, who draws a walk. The Cardinals now have runners at first and second for the third baseman, Miguel Sano. Feeling worn down. Well, I really don't have much choice, do I? New pitcher for the Reds, Michael Felice. Felice 1-4 with a 5.63 ERA. Struck out 23 batters in 24 innings pitched. He'll be facing Miguel Sano. Sano 1 for 3 on the day with a 2-run home run. Sano represents the winning run, and he has enough power to end the ball game with one swing of the bat. Felice checks the runners, delivers. Strikes out Sano to end the game. Felice comes out up clutch. And the Reds win the game 6-4 here in St. Louis. Felice has the stuff to be a closer. He just hasn't been performing. And that was a big K for him. Well, my bullpen's going to be a little bit tired. And who knows what's happening with Norris. If Norris is out, that probably ends any chance I have of going anywhere in the playoffs. Diagnosis pending. That kind of scares me there. You can never have enough pitching depth. And I don't have enough pitching depth. I was hoping I could get Yasmero Petit out of the rotation. Apparently that's not going to happen. Edwin Diaz should be gassed. Yeah. Well, no, he's not actually not too bad. I probably shouldn't pitch him again, though. Felipe Rivero's gassed. I mean, I got other good pitchers, but those are the two best closers I would have. Lance McCullers Jr. Judge was 0 for 5. I don't know. Albies, he's been pretty consistent, hitting in his ninth spot. He seems to work out pretty well there. Profar, he was actually 2 for 2 before I took him out of that game. Maybe I need to stop doing that. Let's see, Gonzalez. Yeah, he was having a good game before I took him out too. I mean, we won the game. I don't know that I'm getting as much benefit from getting the platoon advantage as I think I am, though. Brinson's been sort of scuffling lately. He plays good defense, though. I haven't played Almora in a long time. Let's see. Let's check opponent's batting splits. He's about the same versus lefties or righties. slightly better versus, or lefties do slightly better against him. But I'm going to go ahead and play Almora because I haven't played him in a long time. So Almora, Brinson. I might even play Judge. That was Fisher. Fisher drew a walk. I might play Fisher today. We'll shake things up with the lineup a little bit. Gonzalez batting cleanup. Actually, this is going to be a... We'll do it this way. Welcome to Busch Stadium in St. Louis, where the St. Louis Cardinals are hosting the Cincinnati Reds. Starting today for the Cardinals, Lance McCullers Jr. McCullers 11-8 with a 4.2 ERA. He struck out 180 batters in 160 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Reds' third baseman Jurickson Profar. Profar hitting .273 with 9 home runs and 44 RBIs. 0-2 the count. Line shot to first base. Travis picks it off for the first out of the inning. One down, that brings the center fielder Albert Almora to the plate. Almora hitting .224 with 4 home runs and 31 RBIs.
Strike 3, you're out.
He strikes out here for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Sorry about that. I had a big scary spider problem. 2 down. That brings Lewis Brinson to the plate. Brinson playing right field today for the Reds, hitting .262 with 19 home runs and 64 RBIs. McCullers delivers. It's popped up in foul territory on the left side of the infield. Austin Hedges sells underneath and makes the catch, and the Reds are retired 1-2-3 here in the top of the first. No score in St. Louis. Pitching today for the Reds, Tyler Skaggs. Skaggs 8-6 with a 3.02 ERA. He struck out 116 batters in 152 innings pitched. He'll be facing Cardinals second baseman Andy Ibanez. Ibanez hitting .233 with 4 home runs and 19 RBIs. Skaggs delivers. Ground ball to third base. Profar up with it. Throws out Ibanez at first for the first out of the inning. One down, that the Cardinals center fielder Mookie Betts stands in. Betts hitting .252 with 8 home runs and 41 RBIs. Skaggs delivers. Ground ball to short. Simmons deep in the hole. Fields it and throws out Betts at first. Nice play by Simmons. A lesser shortstop doesn't make that play. 2 down. The third baseman Miguel Sano steps in. Sano hitting .253 with 38 home runs and 92 RBIs. 2-0 the count. Skaggs delivers. Bounding ball back up the middle. Base hit for Sano. He's on at first base with 2 outs for the left fielder Brandon Guyer. Guyer hitting .254 with 6 home runs and 41 RBIs. Skaggs plunks him. Guyer trots down to first, Sano to second. And the Cardinals now have runners at first and second with 2 down for the catcher Austin Hedges. Hedges hitting .232 this season with 17 home runs and 57 RBIs. Skaggs checks the runners, delivers. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it, takes the short route to second. And the Cardinals go down here in the bottom of the first. They threaten, fail to score. And there's no score in St. Louis after 1. Leading off for the Reds in the top of the second, Adrian Gonzalez, the first baseman. Gonzalez hitting .271 with 24 home runs and 65 RBIs. Fly ball to left center field. Brandon Guyer sails underneath it, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The left fielder Derek Fisher stands in. Fisher hitting .211 with 4 home runs and 13 RBIs. Line shot to right field, back deep in the corner. Van Slyke is able to make the catch. Fisher had extra bases stolen from him there. And there are 2 down in the inning now for the catcher Carson Kelly. Kelly hitting .231 with 5 home runs and 30 RBIs. McCullers delivers. Blooper to left field, drops in for a base hit in front of Guyer. Kelly's on at first base for the shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons hitting .237 with 6 home runs and 40 RBIs. Ground ball to third. Sano ranges over to pick it off. Throws out Simmons at first. And the Reds are retired here in the top of the second. There's no score after 1.5 in St. Louis. Sam Travis, the first baseman, will lead off for the Cardinals. Travis hitting .279 with a home run and 8 RBIs.
Strike 3.
He strikes out here for the first out of the inning. 1 down, the right fielder Scott Van Slyke stands in. Van Slyke hitting .194 with 5 home runs and 11 RBIs. Ground ball down to third base. Profar up with it, throws out Van Slyke at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down, the shortstop Richard Urania stands in. Urania hitting .267 with 4 home runs and 24 RBIs. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first with decent speed for the pitcher McCullers Jr. McCullers hitting .157 with a couple RBIs. Skaggs checks the runner, delivers to McCullers at the plate. Blooper to left center field. It drops in front of Almora for a base hit. Lance McCullers Jr. has a double. Urania moves up to third base, and the Cardinals now have runners at second and third with 2 down for Andy Ibanez. Ibanez 0 for 1. Skaggs checks the runners, delivers. It's popped up on the infield. First baseman Gonzalez sells underneath it, makes the catch. And the Cardinals' threat is ended here in the bottom of the second. There's still no score after 2 in St. Louis. Tyler Skaggs to lead off for the Reds here in the top of the third. Skaggs hitting .232 with a couple RBIs. .213 with a couple RBIs. McCullers strikes him out here for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Ozzie Albies steps to the plate. Albies hitting .300 with 6 RBIs. Tries to lay down a bunt. Pops it up to the pitcher McCullers, who picks it off. Albies is retired for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The third baseman, Jurickson Profar, stands in. Profar 0 for 1. Line shot back up the middle. Base hit for Profar. He'll be on at first base for the center fielder Albert Almora. Almora 0 for 1. They put the hit and run on for Almora. He grounds it down to first base. Travis up with it, takes the bag himself. Almora's retired, and the Reds go down here in the top of the third. No score after 2.5. Mookie Betts to lead off for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the third. He's 0 for 1. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it. Throws out Betts at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The third baseman, Miguel Sano, stands in. Sano 1 for 1. Skaggs delivers. Sano draws a walk. He'll be on at first with 1 down for the left fielder, Brandon Guyer. Guyer got hit by a pitch earlier today. Skaggs Throws over to first. Sano back. Checks the runner. Delivers to Geyer at the plate. High, deep drive to left center field. Geyer got all of that one. 2-run home run. Sano scores on the play, and the Cardinals have taken a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. The catcher, Austin Hedges, stands in. Hedges 0 for 1. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first base with 1 down for the first baseman, Sam Travis. Travis 0 for 1. I'm guessing Skaggs is running out of gas here. Fly ball to left center field. Fisher's able to make the catch out there for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Scott Van Slyke steps to the plate. The right fielder 0 for 1. High fly ball to left center field. Almora sells underneath it. Makes the catch. And the Cardinals go down here in the bottom of the third. They score 2 runs. They take a 2-0 lead after 3 here in St. Louis. Lewis Brinson, the lead off the top of the fourth for the Reds. The right fielder 0 for 1. McCullers delivers. Strikes out Brinson for the first out of the inning. 1 down. The first baseman, Adrian Gonzalez, stands in. Gonzalez 0 for 1. McCullers strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Derek Fisher steps to the plate. Fisher 0 for 1. McCullers strikes him out to end the inning. The Reds go down 1-2-3 in the top of the fourth. They trail the Cardinals 2-0 after 3.5. Richard Urania to lead off for the Cardinals in the bottom of the fourth. Urania, I believe he drew a walk earlier today. Pop up on the infield. Gonzalez under it, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings the pitcher Lance McCullers Jr. to the plate. McCullers with a double in his first at-bat. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it, throws out McCullers at first for the second out of the inning. 2 down, that brings the leadoff hitter Andy Ibanez to the plate. Ibanez, a second baseman, 0 for 2. Ground ball to third. Profar up with it, throws to first. Ibanez is retired. And the Cardinals go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the fourth. They lead the Reds 2-0 after 4 here in St. Louis. Carson Kelly to lead off for the Reds in the top of the fifth. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Ground ball to short. Urania up with it, throws out Kelly at first. 1 down. The shortstop Andrelton Simmons stands in. He's 0 for 1. Line shot to right field, gets down and back to the wall for Simmons. He's into second easily with a double. And the Reds now have a runner in scoring position with 1 out for the pitcher, Tyler Skaggs. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh. Day-to-day sore groin. All right, we'll do some shuffling then. I might leave Cabrera in. I don't know. I think I'd rather get Candelario into the game. We'll let Cabrera pinch run at the very least, since he's got very good speed. Skaggs is a terrible bunter. I'm going to let him swing away. I've had too many runners thrown out at third base trying to bunt him over. Skaggs swings away, pops it up on the infield. Second baseman Ibanez puts it away for the second out of the inning. 2 down, the second baseman Ozzie Albies steps to play. Albies 0 for 1. Line shot to the left side of the infield. Base hit for Albies. Cabrera rounds third. He scores. And the Reds have cut the lead to 1. It's now 2-1 here in the top of the fifth. Albies gets the green light at first base. He takes off for second. He's in there safely. With a stolen base, he's now in scoring position for Profar. Profar 1 for 2 today. Ground ball down to first base. Travis ranges over, throws to McCullers, who covers, and Profar's retired. The Reds strand a runner, but they score a run. They trail the Cardinals 2-1 after 4.5 here in St. Louis. Yeah, I think I'll do this. I'm going to swap some people around. I'll move Albies to short. And we'll get Heimer Candelario into the game at third base. Nothing wrong with Cabrera, but I got speed guys in a couple parts of the order already. I want somebody that has at least a little bit of pop. And he plays good defense at third as well. Leading off for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the fifth, Mookie Betts, the center fielder, 0 for 2. Skaggs delivers. Line shot to the left side of the infield, base hit for Betts. He's on at first base with good speed for the third baseman, Miguel Sano. Sano 1 for 1 today with a walk. Skaggs throws over, Betts back. Pitches out, nothing doing. Checks the runner, delivers to Sano at the plate. Strikes him out for the first out of the inning. Sano got ejected. Can't argue balls and strikes. One down and a big power hitter's out of the lineup. Vet's still down at first base. Brandon Guyer at the plate. Guyer 1 for 1 today with a 2-run home run. Skaggs checks the runner, Betts, and delivers. Liner to left center field. Derek Fisher over to make the catch for the second out of the inning. 2 down, the catcher Austin Hedges stands in. Hedges 0 for 1. Skaggs throws over to first, Betts back. Checks the runner, delivers to Hedges at the plate. Ground ball to third. Booted by Candelario. All hands are safe. I put him in for his defense. The Reds now have runners, or the Cardinals now have runners at first and second with 2 down for the first baseman, Sam Travis. Travis 0 for 2. Line shot to the left center field, gets down, past the shortstop and down for a base hit. Runner Betts scores from second. Cardinals now have runners at first and second on the Sam Travis RBI single. 2 down in the inning. That brings Scott Van Slyke to the plate. Van Slyke 0 for 2. Ground ball down to third base. Candelario up with it, takes the short route to second. And the Cardinals are retired in the bottom of the fifth. They score a run, they extend their lead to 2. They lead the Reds 3-1 after 5. Albert Almora to lead off for the Reds here in the top of the 6th. He's 0 for 2. McCullers delivers, ground ball to second. Ibanez up with it, throws out Almora at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down, the right fielder Lewis Brinson stands in. Brinson 0 for 2. Line shot to the left side of the infield, base hit for Brinson. He's on at first with 1 out for the first baseman, Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 2 today. I think Skaggs has lost it. Line shot to center field, gets down for a base hit for Gonzalez. The Reds now have runners at first and second for the Left fielder Derek Fisher. Fisher 0 for 2. He draws a walk here. That loads the bases for the catcher, Carson Kelly. Kelly 1 for 2 today. Bases loaded, 1 down. McCullers delivers. Strikes out Kelly for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings the third baseman, Heimer Candelario, to the plate. Candelario hitting .244 on the season with 16 home runs and 61 RBIs. Bases full of Reds, 2 outs in the inning. McCullers delivers. 2-2 the count.
Strike 3.
And he strikes out Candelario to end the inning. The Reds threaten here in the top of the 6th. They fail to score. Strand 4 runners. The Cardinals lead them 3-1 after 5.5. Leading off for the Cardinals in the bottom of the 6th, Richard Urania. Urania 0 for 1. Skaggs delivers. Hard hit ball past the second baseman into center field for a base hit for Urania. He's on at first with decent speed for the pitcher Lance McCullers. Skaggs throws over. I guess I'll warm up Strom in case he's got any. He does have some lefty batters. Alright. I'm going to let Skaggs face McCullers. We'll see how that goes. Skaggs checks the runner Urania, delivers to McCullers at the plate. McCullers gets the bunt down. They were slow throwing to first. They did get McCullers. Urania moves up to second. There's now one out in the inning, and the Cardinals have a runner in scoring position for the second baseman, Andy Ibanez. Skaggs leads off the next inning, huh? Well, that's convenient. Reds get a new pitcher in the game, Brian Ellington. Ellington, with no record on the season, a 3.38 ERA. He struck out 8 batters in 5 1/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing Andy Ibanez, the second baseman, 0 for 3 today. Ellington checks the runner, delivers to Ibanez, who draws a walk. He's now at first base with 1 down for the center fielder Mookie Betts. Urania at second, Ibanez at first, 1 down. Betts 1 for 3. Ellington checks the runners, delivers. And Betts draws a walk. The bases are loaded now for the third baseman, Mark Reynolds. New pitcher for the Reds, Ryan Garten. No record on the season. 1 K in 2 innings pitched. No ERA so far. Not giving up a run. Bases loaded, Mark Reynolds at the plate. Yeah, I'll just get Felice up. If we blow this lead, if they blow the game open, I'll get him some work. Bases loaded, 1 down. Garten delivers. Strikes out Reynolds for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Brandon Guyer steps to plate. Guyer 1 for 2 today with a 2-run home run. Garten checks the runners, delivers to Guyer. Strikes him out to end the inning. Oh, wow. Garten came in and got a couple huge strikeouts there to get the Reds out of the jam in the bottom of the 6th. The Cardinals lead the bases loaded. They fail to score, but they lead the Reds 3-1 here in St. Louis. We'll let Mike Ford pinch hit here. Pinch hitter Mike Ford hitting 200 on the season with an RBI. McCullers delivers. Pop up on the infield. Andy Ibanez under it, puts it away for the first out of the inning. 1 down. That brings the second bit, or now playing shortstop, Ozzie Albies to the plate. Albies 1 for 2 with an RBI. I guess I'll get Felice some work anyway. McCullers delivers to Albies, strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down, Jurickson Profar stands in. Profar playing second base now, 1 for 3 on the day. Ground ball down to third base. Sano's going to have to put... Oh, actually, that's Mark Reynolds now. Reynolds has to put it in his pocket. He won't get Profar at first. He's on an infield single with 2 down for the center fielder Albert Almora. Almora 0 for 3. They put the runner Profar in motion. Almora of a line shot to center field, gets down for a base hit. Profar is able to score from first on the play. Almora into second with a double. And the Reds now trail the Cardinals by 1 here in the top of the 7th on the Albert Almora RBI 2-base hit. Almora still out at second base. Lewis Brinson at the plate. Brinson 1 for 3 today. Well, it's close now. I need Wall to be a closer. I didn't think I'd get in trouble with the bullpen once I expanded the rosters. I guess I'll pitch Stump if I have to. He's a lefty, but he pitches pretty well versus either side. Actually better versus right-handers than he is left-handers. All right. 2 down. Albert Almora at second. Lewis Brinson at the plate. McCullers delivers the 1-2 pitch.
Strike 3.
And he strikes out Brinson to end the inning. The Reds strand a runner, but they score a run. They've cut the lead to 1. They trail the Cardinals 3-2 after 6.5. Now pitching for the Reds, Michael Felice. Felice 1-4 on the season with a 5.55 ERA. He struck out 24 batters in 24 1/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Cardinals catcher Austin Hedges. Hedges 0 for 2. Felice delivers. Line shot to left field. Fisher doesn't have to move much to make the catch. Hedges is retired for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings the first baseman Sam Travis to the plate. Travis 1 for 3 with an RBI. Wow, line shots all over the place. That one's picked off by Candelario. It doesn't look like Felice is fooling anybody. But there are 2 down in the inning. That brings the right fielder Scott Van Slyke to the plate. Van Slyke 0 for 3. Felice delivers. Van Slyke draws a walk. He's on at first base with 2 down for the shortstop Richard Urania. Urania 1 for 2. Felice checks the runner, delivers to Urania at the plate. High deep drive to left field. And Fisher's able to go make the catch back in the corner. I would call that an awful lucky inning for Felice. The Reds get out of the bottom of the 7th. And they trail the Cardinals 3-2. New pitcher for the Cardinals, Pedro Baez. Baez 3-4 with a 3.12 ERA. He struck out 72 batters in 66 1/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Reds' first baseman, Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez 1 for 3 today. Gonzalez draws a walk. He'll be on at first with nobody out for the left fielder Derek Fisher. Fisher 0 for 2. New pitcher for the Cardinals, Tony Watson. He's a left-hand pitcher with a 4-2 record and a 3.16 ERA. He struck out 81 batters in 77 innings pitched. Might as well pull out the big guns. He could put him in the lead with one swing of the bat. Pinch hitting for the Reds and now playing left field, Aaron Judge. Judge hitting .221 on the season with 8 home runs and 24 RBIs. Gonzalez at first, nobody out. Watson delivers a 3-2 pitch. Judge draws a walk. Gonzalez moves up to second. Reds have runners at first and second for the catcher Carson Kelly. Kelly 1 for 3 today. Nobody out in the inning. New pitcher for the Cardinals, Austin Adams. Adams, with no record on the season, a 4.58 ERA. He struck out 14 batters in 19 2/3 innings pitched. Kelly draws a walk. That'll load the bases with nobody out for the third baseman, Heimer Candelario. Well, let's see. He beat the bottom of the 8th. Is Holder? He's already ready. I'll have to make sure I get him up in case the Candelario grounds into a double play here. Third baseman Heimer Candelario stands in. Candelario 0 for 1 on the day. Bases full of Reds, nobody out in the inning. New pitcher for the Cardinals, Kyle Ryan. Ryan 3-1 with a 2.56 ERA. He struck out 38 batters in 45 2/3 innings pitched. Infield playing in. Delivers a 2-1 pitch to Candelario. Pop up on the infield. Ibanez puts it away for the first out of the inning. One down, that brings Michael Felice to the plate. The Reds will pinch hit. He's honestly basically the same versus either side. Maybe I should just get my pick my best hitter. Oscar Hernandez probably has the most. We'll pinch it with David Freese. Alright, bases still full of Reds. One out in the inning. David Freese, the pinch hitter. Freese hitting .234 with 10 home runs and 32 RBIs. Oh, he's got another pitcher. New pitcher for the Cardinals, Phil Maton. Maton 3-1 with a 3.32 ERA. He struck out 49 batters in 43 1/3 innings pitched. Well, what have I got? I can pinch hit with Brandon Moss. Now pinch hitting for the Reds, Brandon Moss. Moss hitting .243 on the season with 14 home runs and 40 RBIs. Bases still full of Reds. There's still one out in the inning. I'm sure this would have been entertaining to watch on TV or hear on the radio. All these pitching changes and pitch hitter changes. All right. Maton delivers, infield in. Oh, Maton strikes out Moss for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Ozzie Albies to the plate. Albies 1 for 3 today with an RBI. High fly ball to left field. That's not going to get it done. Guyer settles underneath it to make the catch, and the Reds are retired. They leave the bases loaded here in the top of the 8th. And they trail the Cardinals 3-2 after 7.5. Man, that's disappointing. New pitcher for the Reds, Jonathan Holder. Holder 4-4 with a 3.2 ERA. He struck out 77 batters in 70 and a third innings pitched. He'll be facing the Cardinals' first baseman Will Myers. Myers hitting .245 on the season with 22 home runs and 64 RBIs. Holder delivers the 1-2 pitch. High deep drive to left center field. Going back, that's gone. Myers takes Holder deep, and the Cardinals extend their lead to 2. It's now 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th. The second baseman, Andy Ibanez, stands in. Ibanez 0 for 3. Holder delivers. Line shot down the third base line. Candelario picks it off for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Mookie Betts steps to the plate. Betts, the center fielder, 1 for 3. Holder strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Mark Reynolds stands in. Reynolds 0 for 1 on the day. Ground ball to short. Albies up with it. Throws out Reynolds at first base. And the Cardinals are retired here in the bottom of the 8th. They score a run. They extend their lead to 2. They lead the Reds 4-2 after 8 here in St. Louis. Sung-Hwan Oh, the new pitcher for the Cardinals. 4-8 with a 3.84 ERA. He struck out 73 batters in 63 and a third innings pitched. He'll be facing the Red second baseman Jurickson Profar. Profar 2 for 4. Fly ball to left field. Geyer under it, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings Albert Almora to the plate. Almora 1 for 4 today with an RBI. High fly ball to center field. Betts under it, puts it away for the second out of the inning. 2 down, Lewis Brinson stands in. Brinson, the right fielder, 1 for 4. Ground ball down to first. Myers up with it, takes to the bag himself. And the Reds are retired here in the top of the 9th. They lose to the Cardinals 4-2. Man. Load the bases with nobody out. Can't score a run. That's depressing. That is depressing. Well, I'll go ahead and finish today and see substantial effect. But recovery is only going to take 2 weeks. So if I can make the playoffs, he's still all right to pitch in them, which is good news. Wow, it influences everything. Well, that's why I put Roth on the roster, so he can take that next start. Hopefully, we'll be all right there. The pitching staff's getting. I mean, Yasmero Petit, he's not been pitching well. I guess 5 innings, 3 runs is not terrible. But when you pitch 3 1/3 innings and give up 3 runs, that's not good. So, the pitching staff isn't what it once was, that's for certain. Hopefully, Gray will show up and, pitch well. He pitched really well last game. He's just been so up and down all year. He's been leaving games early with injuries. It'd be nice if he can finish the season strong, maybe bring that ERA down closer to 4. Than 5. That would be nice. Let me see what the standings look like. Pirates are a full game back now. We're 7-3 in our last 10. And let's see what the wild card situation looks like. We're still probably, I guess we're a half game up on the Marlins for the First wild card spot. So I think I'll end it there for today. Thank you for watching.